Yo, what's good, folks? It's another episode of Early.
Back at
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Sure. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? What we were just talking about, it's crazy. We just got on and we just were talking about this I guess this like
favorite sitcoms.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to think of what you would call that.
Right.
Was it a TikTok or like a? I was gonna say, my head was saying meme, and I'm like, well, that's not a meme.
But so shout out to E Cruz, real funny dude. You know, he makes a lot of dope content on IG, but he had brought out this graphic showing a lot of the classic, you know, sitcoms of our past. You know, specifically black sitcoms, and you know. If we had to only pick five, you know, there it goes on the screen.
So what's your five?
What would we choose? So I was just thinking about it on first glance. I'm gonna have to put Jamie Foxx in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put A Different World up in there. Then after that, right, I start seeing a lot of shows that I've watched, but I'm like, I've never put them in any top categories. But I think this might be the day that maybe they get in there. So all right, another joint that I'm looking at that I fucked with the Proud Family, yo.
The Proud Family is in your top five.
I'm looking. I
mean, no, Proud Family was tough. Don't get me wrong. I watched the Proud Family.
Proud Family just to put a little animated stuff. So I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna put Martin in there as well.
Yeah,
but I'm a strong supporter of the Jamie Foxx show over Martin. A lot of people like that.
Really,
Jamie Foxx is better than Martin to me. Yeah,
Jamie Foxx is better than Martin to you.
I just agree to disagree with
at that.
The show
like at that because I would say Jamie Foxx is a better entertainer, better overall. You know what I'm saying? Like I could say he's maybe a better star, but everything. You think I think he's a better everything too. I'm saying, do you think he's better at that? The Jamie Foxx show is better than Martin. The show.
Yeah, the show. No, I'm not.
Can't agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you're saying that. Not that we're right. You know what I'm saying? But like, man.
But I'll put Martin in there as well. So I got Martin. Proud Family, Jamie Foxx.
You said A Different World.
A Different World. And I'm going to give people the disclaimer, like I told you. No shade to shows like the Bernie Mac show. Everybody Hates Chris. I didn't really watch those shows.
Yeah.
Not because I was turned off or anything like that. I just didn't tune into them. And now that I'm thinking about it, these are probably shows I got to go load the streaming platform and, you know, go tap back into. But to seal it off, I got one more, man. Out of all of these joints I'm seeing. Damn, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna have to put the Boondocks in there too.
The Boondocks? That's tough. Yeah, the Boondocks is tough.
Yeah. Have to put the Boondocks
it's crazy because I didn't
shout out the Parkers though.
Watch too much of the Boondocks. I've seen it.
Okay.
But hilarious show. Right. Like every time it's on, it's hilarious. I just you said something earlier about like shows just not being on the channels that you watch. And when I was young, I watched a lot of Cartoon Network, but I didn't watch a lot of Adult Swim.
I gotta make it. I'm sorry. I gotta edit. Nah, I gotta take the Proud Family out. You see, it's beneath the comment. I gotta put the Fresh Prince in there.
I was literally about to say I didn't see the Fresh Prince on here of all things, but no, I see. I see it's under the cap or under the caption.
I gotta put the Fresh Prince in there.
Fresh Prince in there. Fresh Prince got to be in there. So my five. Definitely got to be Martin. Like Martin's in there. Okay. Anybody that know Martin, like that's the show. I literally lived off of that in college. You know what I'm saying? Right. Fresh Prince got to be in there too because it's basically the next Martin for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it a bunch of times. I've seen both of them. Like Martin, I know whole episodes by heart. You know what I'm saying? So those two is in there, and this is where it gets hard. It's crazy because I feel like I was looking at this shit very well. And I'm just starting to see joints that I didn't see the whole time you were talking. I didn't see Sister on there until just now. I didn't see Steve Harvey on there until just now. You know what I'm saying? But 3, Smart Guy. Smart Guy has got to be, bro. Smart Guy is my shit.
It was one of them joints like, yo, you got to catch it when it come on. That's just sometimes it was.
You know what's so funny, bro?
Catch it on. It was on UPN.
It was on. It was on WB. It was on WB, but it came on Disney like after some time. Like it would premiere on WB on Sunday nights. It would be like Sister. It was like a crazy Sunday night block on WB. Dog. It was like Sister, Smart Guy, Steve Harvey, and I want to say All of Us. No, not All of Us. It was another show called For Your Love which I was talking about randomly the other day.
Right.
But another show called For Your Love that was like basically like 4 black couples or 3 black couples or something like this. But okay, so I got Smart Guy, Fresh Prince, Martin. Then I gotta go. I'm trying to look. I gotta go. I probably gotta go the Parkers.
Okay.
I gotta go. I gotta go Girlfriends.
Okay, Girlfriends. Okay,
and the Parkers maybe. I'm trying to think. Okay. Like, all right. I gotta go Girlfriends, and I gotta go Everybody Hates Chris.
Word. Even though you said you didn't watch.
No, I watched Everybody Hates Chris. You said you didn't watch Everybody Hates Chris. Okay. You said you didn't watch Everybody Hates Chris, and I was like, funny? Okay, I can see that because it wasn't super popular. The reason I watched it, it's crazy.
Before this, I think you were saying I didn't think you didn't think they were in your top, but it looks like
no, but because like I'm looking and it's like nah. Yeah, I was like, I did say that I don't think it's in my top, but it was before I really saw everything. And I'm talking. It's funny because I feel like what we're talking right now is joints that I used to watch the most. Right. And I used to watch Everybody Hates Chris a lot. I used to watch Girlfriends a lot. I used to watch, and I kind of still watch Martin, Smart Guy, and the Fresh Prince. Smart Guy is on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Right. But fucking yeah, those are the 5. So I'm thinking like the 5 that I just like can watch over and over and over again. But I feel like if I can only pick 5, like, and I can't watch the rest of these joints for the rest of my life, bro. I just started watching Steve Harvey again on Hulu. That shit's hilarious, dog. Yeah. Like that shit's hilarious. I love Steve Harvey. Joint didn't tap into, yeah, man. I love Steve Harvey. Yeah. It's crazy because like Cat Williams after his interview, and he was saying how like Steve Harvey is basically hanging with Mr. Cooper, like Steve Harvey's show is basically hanging with Mr. Cooper. It kind of is. like now that I think about it, because I used to watch hanging with Mr. Cooper when I was like a kid, and then Steve Harvey came out more when I was in like middle school, high school. Like I was a kid, but I was like a little bit older. So like I resonated with it more. I remember it more. But it's funny as fuck. But it is like the same show. You know what I'm saying? It is like the same show. I can't hold it. I wonder what's directly behind because there's a show that's directly behind. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? But I can't see. I can't tell what it is. Yeah, but fucking but yeah, man, those would probably have to be my 5. And I'm trying to think about like how I feel about some of the other ones. Like Sister was cool. We were talking about the game. Like I never really got into the game.
That was a show where I was like, I was conscious of me not want. I am good.
Yeah, like I'm good on that. Yeah. Nah, honestly, like all these shows, I feel like I've given a shot. I've seen episodes of Living Single. It's a good show.
Son, one of the older joints that is funny. Like but it wasn't something that I tuned into aware of.
Yeah, Sanford and Son wasn't something I was really watching. You said you didn't watch the Bernie Mac show.
Yeah, I did.
Bernie Mac show was good, but what I will say is that when I was young, it did like turn me off. Like I wasn't into it. It wasn't until I hit like high school that I was like, oh, this shit is funny. And in high school and on, I was watching.
Moesha, also another show. Moesha, back in the day, kind of on off, wasn't tuned in all the way. I know that's a real cult classic type series for a lot of people.
Damn, there's that joint over there right above Sister that I couldn't make out, but that's the PJs.
Oh, word.
You ever watch that show? I didn't really watch that show like that, but it reminds me a lot of Everybody Hates Chris, but like an animated version of it. It was basically like a family living in the projects, but it was like animated. It was interesting. Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy show.
Family Matters.
Family Matters. Shout out to Family Matters.
Okay.
It's not going. It's not. I don't. It's not going to make my top anything.
I'll say this.
It was an important show though.
Kenan and Kel. At the time I was watching it, I really fucked with it.
If we're talking about, let's talk.
It didn't age well.
Let's talk. It didn't.
Yeah, like Kenan and Kel today is very stupid to me.
Because that's what it was back then. Right. It's just you were a kid.
Right, but I just like, I don't know. It's
like very stupid.
I remember when I got in my, we got blessed when we got files. Like I think in 9th grade, we got files in the crib. So I'm like, I could go back.
Kenan and Kel. Yeah, that's it. You can't watch it as anything as an adult.
Right, like I'm
anything with like a conscious adult mind. You can't. Yeah, you can't watch that.
I'm a freshman in high school, ready to get. I'm like, I'm about to watch Kenan and Kel, watching it like, it's all right. That geeking over the orange.
What age? Yeah. What and literally geeking over it. Literally, the show was kind of dumb. But when I was a kid, that shit was funny as hell. And I'm trying to think, what age were they supposed to be playing? Were they supposed to be playing high schoolers?
That's a good point too. I think they're maybe in that age
because they looked a little bit older. But now when I think about it, like Why would high school kids act like that?
And my age wasn't far removed watching some of these other shows, but I'm saying like I will watch them today.
Yeah,
and still enjoy the fuck out of them.
I was watching Steve Harvey the other day. I still watch Martin. I still watch Bernie Mac. I still watch Fresh Prince. What you think about Eve? You ever watch that show?
Nah, I didn't watch Eve. Yeah, I was aware.
Eve was cool. Eve was like a girlfriends before girlfriends. Not comparing them at all. I'm just saying that it was that show that I think I was saying earlier. Like I could watch Girlfriends and just be like, okay, like this is it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what Eve was.
I fuck with the Girlfriends.
Eve was like the Parkers is a little bit.
I fuck with the Parkers and I fuck with
You ever watch the Hughley Show?
No, I didn't watch the Hughley Show. My Wife and Kids was cool.
My Wife and Kids was cool. I still watch that. I mean, I think it's kind of dumb too. Not as like juvenile as Kenan and Kel, but I do feel like and I'm not gonna say dumb. That's not the right word. But like My Wife and Kids, to me, I'm like, this looks a little childish-ish. Okay. I don't know why it feels a little childish.
But even like a show like Empire, I didn't fuck with it. But
never watched that. I never cared to either.
That was,
for whatever reason.
That was one of them shows like just fucking with a shorty and like that was just the show.
That's what she got on.
Just peek at the show, just laugh because like it was a fucking musical. So this is me putting like you ever
seen Cousin Skeeter? That's the last joint. That's the joint under Fresh Prince.
I do fuck.
Cousin Skeeter was cool. Megan Good. That was when I was like Megan Good. That was like Megan Good.
Too small of a sample size.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be on this list. It was like what 2 seasons or 1 season even.
I think maybe two.
One on One. You ever fuck with that show?
Kyla
Pratt.
I wasn't all the way.
I used to some of these shows I used to watch just to see the female lead. One on One. I used to love Kyla Pratt. I used to love Megan Good and Cousin Skeeter. I didn't really care for the show. I thought it was kind of stupid, actually. Like, I did think it was kind of stupid.
That was
Famous Jet Jackson. Was that even a TV show? That's the only movie on here.
Bro, his cousin was a fucking puppet.
A puppet.
There's no way this shit's not about to be stupid.
And he was a puppet. It wasn't like a puppet acting like a person. It was like a puppet.
That's your cousin. That is mad crazy.
Yeah, the concept of that show was wild. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. I'm trying to think of what else.
I mean, I think that
we probably pretty much covered everything. But that's a cool little trip down memory lane. Sure. Shout out to that. But there's a lot going on in real life. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl is this weekend, and definitely a lot of storylines going on with this Super Bowl. Right. Dog, it's so interesting how every year it never fails.
Right.
They find some like interesting and you could whether it's interesting or not. What I'm saying is something that they find interesting to themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna find
some threads. We're gonna find some threads to like pull on during this Super Bowl. So some of the like most ridiculous things that I feel like I've heard over the last week is I'm sure you heard about the Travis Kelce haircut. Like people are calling the fade the Travis Kelce. And a lot of people are getting up in arms about that. Like, I'm not saying, I like, obviously, it's not the fucking Travis Kelce. I'm just saying, like, it's very interesting how, like, that got a lot of reactions out of people, like, in 100%. The media and shit like that. I mean,
even this, this whole Taylor Swift phenomenon.
Yeah, then that was the next thing I was about to say.
It's kind of just so interesting because it's like, yo, bro, like, looking at the revenue she's generated and shit like that. I feel like the NFL has kind of opened the NFL's eyes to like,
maybe we should talk to the female audience.
We need to highlight our players in this new light, especially if who they are with is like
someone interesting or someone like people, someone that people want to see.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a very particular like rubric, a criteria. But if it's met, they're going to take advantage. Like what I think as of 2 weeks ago, they're like revenue that she had generated for the NFL was upwards of $300 million. I was like,
how do you quantify the revenue that Taylor has generated?
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? That's a great question in itself. I'd love to get into that. Definitely got to see how they even calculate shit like that. But nevertheless, they're getting, I guess it could be from solely of a ratings basis as well, right? It can be like, yo, we're getting viewership because I've been hearing like the records being broken on the viewership for some of these games that the Chiefs are having, even like the regular season, like versus the Bill. Like it's like but people are tuning in.
I've been trying to say like
and it's like, oh, you're getting a whole new demographic that does not give
that don't typically typically don't be there.
They're literally like, yo, let me see the.
And what's funny,
get the camera on Swift.
So I haven't. It's very interesting because I haven't watched a Chiefs game. I mean, I've seen a couple of Chiefs games, and I've seen her shown a couple of times in those games. Is it her being shown a lot? Like, bro, am I missing something?
Yeah, if she's at the game and Travis Kelce
it goes to her.
She's going to her.
Yeah,
it's so y'all just it'd be like, yo, that's so crazy.
Yeah,
like, she's a part of
her reaction.
She's a part of it.
It's like she's one of the people, one of the commentators in the booth type shit.
She's Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Hey, go to the booth.
Yeah, facts.
Like it's so funny.
It's very so funny. That is crazy because I was talking to my sister earlier today, and I was saying like I was saying that not that I don't believe that there's a Taylor Swift effect, but I was saying that when there's celebrities at games, they show the celebrities often. Yeah, I understand that they're showing Taylor Swift more, but it's because she's also one of the most popular people in the country. You know what I'm saying? Even in the world, actually.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
It's not. Yeah, but it's also because you have a relationship with the best tight end of the game.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like this is a match-made thing to market.
Yeah.
And it's like, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? Why not?
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And they're pushing it, and it's like, yo, yeah, it's just interesting because it's like this is new for the NFL. The NFL never really went down this path. And
they never had this. Well, it's funny because like they have. I feel like viewership probably went down after like 2020 type time or 20 maybe whenever that like people started saying they were going to protest watching the NFL because of like Kaepernick.
This is but this is new in the way that it's like they're right. But even the Kaepernick shit is kind of like that's some shit. It's like, no, we didn't. We fought that and then had to and then it.
But I'm saying they started losing viewers. But like the reason I brought that time up is because at that time NFL was like watched by so many Americans, like the boom of fantasy football, like that's like NFL was being watched by record number like viewers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I feel like it had a dip, and then now it sounds like they're getting as many viewers as they
exactly
ever have.
But now it's these new viewers is like you have a lot of those viewers that did not come back that do love football or shit like that, but they're like, yo, I don't want to like.
Yeah, like those aren't the viewers that are there because Taylor Swift is here.
Right.
Those are like this is a whole new demographic.
Plus the youth, right?
Yeah,
plus the next generation of that are not really so I don't know what the fuck. I just love
And
this
what's
game.
funny is that it's funny because we're also in a time where people do care more about your personal life. So like people are into it just so happens that Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift, but people are already interested in who people are dating, and the fact that he's dating Taylor Swift, it's like, yeah, like let's show that. You know what I'm saying? Like let's
take advantage of this.
But yeah, 100%. So I was like, those are two very interesting things that have happened.
That even like
is there any other stories you heard about?
No, I mean let's take it even like on the actual field, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking a storyline that's been talking throughout the week, and I kind of think it's kind of a funny line, but again, you got to talk about something. Got to have a narrative. They're talking about who has the most pressure between the quarterbacks playing this week, right? Mahomes and Purdy, and I just personally I found it funny because I'm just like, bro, I mean, Mahomes is on a trajectory where it's like, I think maybe Jeff Saturday said it perfectly. He was like, yo, bro, if Mahomes wins this bowl, he's now putting himself in different arguments where it's like, yo, he's on pace he could be like the best football player ever. We're not quarterback. He's on that trajectory. He could lose this Super Bowl and nothing changes about how we view Mahomes because even
getting
what
there
you had to do this
over
year,
and over,
that is already the wow.
And
Niners, you're the favorites.
I'm about to say that Niners are stacked.
Win.
Niners are stacked. They're stacked with, but what's very interesting is that
that's always going to be the pressure. You're expected to win, and you're the quarterback that hasn't done shit. Go win. If you lose, we're going to come on you hard. Mahomes, and even though they will, even though there's going to be something that will be said about Mahomes, you're not going to say he's not the franchise quarterback. You're not going to say none of those types of shit. Purdy, as unfair as it could be, he can lose this joint. They'll be like, is he the guy?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's so crazy. Like,
it's so crazy.
Damn, bro. Like, I am playing Mahomes. Like, that pass defense is elite.
Yeah.
Like, the Chiefs are not no scrubs, but that is exactly how the conversation can like sway if you're a Purdy. So not to say about if it's fair or not, but it's definitely like, yo, win this Purdy, people gonna shut up about you.
Yeah.
You lose this, it's not going anywhere, and the noise is.
You're gonna start to hear rumbles.
No reason,
you're gonna start to hear rumblings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you throw like some fucking 4 picks, no touchdowns, then I'll be like, yo, whoa.
Yeah, maybe he's not the guy.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, I'm like.
But even if he does have a bad game, I wouldn't go to he's not the guy conversation
at all.
But I definitely would say Purdy has more pressure.
Yeah.
In this game because he hasn't won anything, and you got a lot of people who just really aren't sold on Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? They're literally, Cam Newton loves to say that he's a game manager, and I was literally watching some YouTube of like some random YouTuber who was like kind of calling him like a system guy, and then everybody in the comments were just kind of going in as far as like Brock Purdy don't really get no respect for I guess like what he's done as a quarterback. And it's crazy because I understand that he's got a lot of weapons around him.
But
so many quarterbacks do be having like weapons around him.
That's what I gotta say. Like, bro, this is a team. Like, this is not the NBA. Like in football, you think people are just doing it like like the only exception I'll be like, I seen Tom Brady get there and like make stars
with nobodies and with people's. You know what I'm saying? Look what he got. He had weapons around him, and look what he did. He had Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and Aaron. Was it Aaron Hernandez on that team? And Rob Gronkowski.
Right, but
like this nigga had weapons. I'm not saying that he built a career with weapons all around all the time. I'm just saying that there were years when he didn't, and there were years when he did. And when he did, he threw 50 fucking touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? When he didn't, he still got it. Exactly. So I'm saying like it's not you're supposed to have, but it's also the team's job to put weapons around.
And why are we knocking him for doing what he's supposed to do? How can we it's kind of how you separate
how you lose points for that.
That's because of bro, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Exactly. Right? You should be gaining points for that, not losing points for that. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird. But at the same time, it's like, you got more to gain with this bowl. You got more to lose.
He's got, that's a great way to put it. He's got a lot to gain.
Mahomes is cooling.
Win, lose, or draw.
It's funny, man. It's a great position to be in. Mahomes,
because also too, I think Mahomes even expects to be back here next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's looking forward to it, but I'm saying like
100%
play this game and then like the goal, whether win or lose, like we're expected to be back here next year.
This team again next year, bro.
Exactly. With the 49ers, I'm not saying that they aren't thinking the same thing, but I feel like if we're talking about a team that has like more desperation, you know what I'm saying? More like who knows if we'll be back here next year. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to come back from 21 down against the Lions to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Chiefs know they're a dynasty. 49ers trying to put that flag in the sand. And finally, after this decade plus really of really coming close, being this generation's, version of the Bills, if you will, where it's like, you've been there many times to this, or the Eagles, better yet.
Yeah.
The Eagles of a generation where it's like, you've been to the NFC Championship now about 4 or 5 times.
When are you gonna win something?
And you've been to the bowl in the past 2 years, in the past 10 years, twice.
Yeah.
That's more than these franchises be getting.
Yeah.
Period. Y'all been there, so like, come on, bring it home. So and then another storyline just on top of that we was talking about were about coaches, right? And how these wins, how it can like define some of these narratives that these coaches have going on, and it's interesting because
I was gonna ask you, what do you think a ring would mean for Kyle Shanahan?
Right. So one thing I'm saying,
because like you said, he's been sorry, go ahead.
Like what we were saying, prior to going on was Shanahan is somebody that's been touted as being like a real great offensive mind, quarterback whisperer. Once he gets, once he's on your offensive, he started off being like that offensive coordinator, and he's like the son of
another great
boy. Mike Shanahan got 3 bowls himself, so he comes in here. and he has a reputation. He gets the coaching job with the Niners, and now arguably has his best quarterback that he's ever had with this team.
Yeah.
And, he's been close to success a lot in these past decade as well, too. As offensive coordinator back with the Falcons, we've seen how they, detonated, being up in the Patriots in that one Super Bowl. And we've also seen how close that the 49ers came in recent memory, and they haven't gotten there all the way. And it's funny because, when people talk about some of the elite coaches and whatnot, you do hear his name. It does come up. But it's funny because, he doesn't necessarily have some of the accolades of some of these other coaches in terms of just winning this shit. But people like to keep touting how he can scheme all of these things, place together. And also, understand that last year wasn't their fault due to injury, but he stands a lot to gain because I feel like if he does win a bowl, it's not like that, legitimizes what, his past, but it's kind of like, yo, bro, now kind of justified why everybody's saying all of that.
Yeah.
But on the flip, I think Andy Reid, it's really dope because I think Mahomes kind of gave new life to how we even view Andy Reid because,
how do you think we viewed Andy Reid before?
I think we think of Andy Reid as a great coach, but nobody would have
take his whole Kansas City career out of it, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about when he's done at the Eagles, when he leaves the Eagles, what do you think his career was then? Right. What do you think the view of him was then?
At that moment, he's a great coach and still going to go into the Hall of Fame, but you're not one of them ones, and nobody would ever mistake you for being one of the greatest coaches of all time. After leaving the Eagles, nobody would make that mistake, but you would still get your ballot. You'd still be recognized as one of them ones because your wins.
I'm about to say he won a lot. You know what I'm saying? He went to a lot of championship games.
And you're gonna have these weird records. You're gonna have the most wins without a bowl. Literally, it's gonna be like, damn,
a lot of caveats.
He really did a lot,
yeah,
but it didn't get there, right? So, but you still get respected. Now, add the whole Chiefs dynasty to this point. Now we're talking about Andy Reid. Is he one of the best coaches that ever
coached? Yeah,
and that's night. That's a whole other.
Is this with 2 rings or 3 rings?
And now that's
with
just
2 rings. He's
with 2.
One of the best coaches ever, or with 3?
With 2, he is in that conversation. We're not saying he is the definitive no.
Yeah.
But he's in that convo. Gotta bring him up.
Yeah.
With 3, now it's like, no, he's really in the don't forget Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Can't forget him. And I think it just further strengthens. I don't think anything changes because I think they're in the midst of it. What were you just saying, bro? Next year it could be 4.
Yeah.
It could be 4. So I'm just he's on
because he don't even look like he's on the latter end of his career. He looks literally like he's rejuvenated.
He feels younger.
Yeah.
There's also something that he's also even spoken about as well too is I've had to change how I coach. It's less of me implementing my thing on the team, and it's yo, this is what he says he wants to do.
Yeah.
So I'm building the whole game around what he says he wants to do. So it's kind of it works, bro. And now we're looking at Belichick, like I said, how we had viewed Belichick and Brady, and then we seen what Brady did when he left, and we're seeing, you thought it's very interesting. Belichick still doesn't have a coaching job, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking yo, how come somebody with Belichick with that resume can't find a job and all the positions have been filled up? That's another thing about it. It's not like we're still waiting for people to make people made decisions.
there's no more vacancies.
Right. There's no more vacancies. And then what that also lets you know is I think a lot of people are hesitant with a couple things, right? One, when you're deemed as not just are you a legend, you're deemed as the best coach with a lot of people of all time.
Yeah.
And you were the GM of this coach too, of this team. So you had a lot of leeway and a lot of power. What are you to expect if we bring you in?
Oh, that's what you think is going on?
It's a mix of things, right? So if you're a team, it's you're not going to be a GM here. Not saying you're saying you want to be.
Yeah.
But, you're not going to be a GM here. How well are you going to get along with the GM here? Are you going to want to have your own GM or a lot of chemistry things? And it's you're not wrong for that. But it's like, we got our own thing here and our own plan, and you got to kind of have to get in line.
Yeah.
I don't know how we tell a dude like that to just get in line. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So you think it's more of like teams rejecting him before they, not to say that he's going to reject them, but like, I guess like
kind of
what am I trying to say?
A little culture rift.
Like his reputation precedes him.
Yeah, don't know if it'll be a good fit. When they be like, "Yo, you're overqualified."
Overqualified type shit. Yeah.
And then there's also, the Patriot way. The Patriot way. This is a new age. This is new players. Hopefully, you're not thinking that this Patriot way you can pick it up, and we've seen what this Patriot way is
without Tom Brady.
This is the Patriot way.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of dope. I like how they put in position Jared Mayo is now the coach. That's really dope. Like, and you can tell that Belichick probably like really primed him for that position, so he stepped aside. But because Jared Mayo can relate, and I'm not talking. No, I'm talking big, but his generation. Like, I played with these players. Now that I'm a coach, like, these players can hear me more. I don't know if Belichick thinks that the accolades and all that, you're going on a team, and these grown men are going to just hear you and be like, bet I'm going to want to play for Belichick. So I think, and I think that's a little bit of the reason that Saban retired too. I think people see you see the shifts, and it's a matter of like, bruh, it's going this way. Even myself and my Belichick, I don't want to even, you know what? Like, y'all good. Like, because I am going to go like this.
I didn't hear about this, but did he take any other interviews outside of the Atlanta one?
Yeah, just the Falcons.
Just the Falcons.
No, there was no other interview. Yeah, just the Falcons.
I'm about to say, was he even trying to get a job?
And you seen the Falcons, the decision they made.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's not like a better decision than Belichick.
We're going new direction, new blood. We're just thinking that this is who the players are going to be more receptible to. Yeah. And that it's really important. Don't think that the one team that was very interesting, where I think that, and I can't lie, I thought would be interesting, is if he could have possibly went to the Cowboys. But the Cowboys quickly said, Mike McCarthy,
they brought him back ASAP. They brought him back ASAP.
This next year.
Yeah.
Maybe after is a whole nother thing, but this next year they said it quickly, so it kind of just shut that down. We didn't like hypothesize on it.
What you got to do.
But I am of the mindset, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I do think with what the Cowboys have right there, if you just do put a person like Belichick, where it's like, yo, bruh, like, let's get. I feel like that personality, or how I feel like, however he coached that team, I think it would have been a net plus for the team.
Would have worked for them.
But at the same time too, I don't think. But this is the thing too. I don't think McCarthy was worthy of getting fired for it either. Like, I don't. It's weird. Like,
I would have understood.
If you did that,
I would have understood a Mike McCarthy firing.
I would have for that. Though, I'm not before Belichick. Like, if it was a Mike McCarthy for like just some new, I would have been like, really? With Belichick, I'd be like, I get it. They really. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
But for any other person, I would have just been like, I don't know. I feel like that was a team failure. Everybody failed. This new guy, like, just put him in a position. I'm like, I don't know. Like, if Harbaugh came in, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if Harbaugh's just the answer. I don't know that. Belichick would have been interesting, but now that you're going to keep McCarthy, I do think also what's very possible, Belichick takes a year off, and that Cowboys job could
available next year.
Yeah. What's a reason? Like, yo, bro, you ain't never took a year off. I know you're old as hell, but like, just chill real quick. Maybe come back.
Not such a bad idea.
Yeah,
off, you know what I'm saying? I do agree with you with what you're saying as far as the. I do feel like it's just like a changing of the. Like a changing of the generations.
Even
as far
NBA,
as like
the coaching is
as far as football and basketball.
Losing, man. They're 1-5.
Weak. He's fucking losing.
I'm just saying, yo, hey, we gotta keep trying.
You went 1-2 when he was like, well, he just got here. He got 3 more. It's like, nigga, they were winning without you. They literally went 2-0 without you, or 1-0 without you.
Like,
they weren't losing before you got there.
I'm just saying,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's a new era.
That's crazy.
It's a new era, dog.
It's definitely a new era. And I think, but also too, I'm not mad at the coaches because Jerry Seinfeld has this like thing that he says where it's like you want to leave before people want you to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want people to be like asking you to leave. You want to leave before.
Belichick didn't get fired. He stepped down.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's the best way to do it. And then you take one call just because, but it's not like the calls were coming. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to really put yourself out there like that for that rejection. Just like, hey, like just no, if no one's calling, I'm not having my agent make calls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll take the year off. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? And then not even if it's like I'll take the year off, like I'm not saying you because
you weren't planning.
I think about retired.
It's looking like you got to
retire.
No.
I'll take the year off. No, but I was gonna say like because I was going to say, do you really got to announce a retirement as a coach? Like, could you just like not coach for a couple of years? Like Mark Jackson, he never said like I'm retired as a coach. You just don't be coaching.
Oh yeah. You could definitely do over time. We will get to the point like if it gets to that
you
point,
just
like,
stop being considered.
He won't because then like bro, you're already in your 70s. Like they're not going to call you.
But yes, what I'm saying. Yeah. So I feel like with Bill, like,
but NFL teams, NFL teams are like. Brady fucking retired, and they still call like, "Yo, bro, you sure you don't want one more?" Like one more, like,
they'll call.
So
let the season play out, and you'll see what things happen, and the phone will be ringing.
Let's see if people are happy.
Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have made their decisions in the offseason. Once the season gets underway, they're probably gonna start rethinking the decisions that they made in the offseason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how it happens, man. That's how it happens. Sometimes people just gotta fall back, and they get another job.
Yeah, facts. And then opportunity will present itself.
It will.
Let's get to the NBA trade deadline was today. And
nothing too crazy happened, but yeah, bro, like there's some.
But you like the moves that the Knicks made.
I like what the Knicks made. I will. Yeah, so they got Bogdan Bogdanović and Alec Burks off the Pistons. They traded Evan Fournier, Evan Grimes, and some second round picks, and it might have been like another player in that.
But for the Knicks, I mean Bogdanović, I love Bogdanović as far as like a point scorer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 100%. But he was doing that in Detroit. When he was in Utah, he would give you some decent points.
That's what he did. Like
he could shoot. You know what I'm saying?
That is his strength, and so he's gonna come in. Yeah, exactly. That's his strength. He could get you buckets.
He could get you buckets for sure. But how do you feel like this makes the Knicks like? Is his skill set good for them? Like,
yeah, because one, I'm glad Evan Fournier got up out them shackles because Evan Fournier hasn't really played in like a year and a half, not even due to injury, just because Tom Thibodeau just does not want to play him, and he doesn't play. He even had a little article with I don't know if it was the Undefeated or anything like that, a couple months before the season started. And he's like, I don't know. He was like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't play a whole lot. He's like, I don't know. Like, I'm ready. Like, I work out every day and all that. And he's like, I enjoy getting to, I'm with my kids more and shit like that. But he's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. He's like, I want to play basketball and shit like that. Yeah. So I'm glad he'll probably now get a chance to ball on the Pistons, and I don't foresee him staying there, but he'll be able to show like now when free agency comes, somebody can finally pick him up. So you got rid of a player that was not playing at all, and then Quentin Grimes, that was your 3-and-D guy. He was good dude, but you got Alex Burks, who's, also fills that role too, and not as young, but you got some now good veterans that are like specialists.
Yeah.
And they're joining a young Knicks team that is stout and are dogs on both sides of the floor. I love how Dante DiVincenzo has also stepped up with Randall not being in. He's been averaging like 24 points the past like 10 games. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I didn't even know your green light was that crazy. I didn't know. He's getting 38, 34, 28. I'm like, yo, crazy. I didn't know. And it's so tough.
DiVincenzo, he was in
Warriors.
State.
He was with the Grizzlies. Yeah. And I'm like, these teams, I bet y'all want this dude now, right? Yeah. Like, and it's funny because I think what the Knicks did, I like the route they went. They really went with chemistry, man. They really went with fit. You have 3 Villanova players that played at the same time on this team. Like, you have DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart. And I'm like, I think there's something to be said with having players, like, in terms, I think I even spoke about this maybe last week, just the accountability. And it's just like, yo, you're going to play for your teammates. OG coming in, like, RJ Barrett, was
right?
put in. Yeah, he's with the Raptors now. He was put in positions to be in that 3 space and shit like that. But RJ Barrett is a slasher. He's somebody that gets to the bucket. Even though he was put in that position, he does not hit the 3 as efficiently as OG. And OG is somebody you can place in numerous positions, whereas RJ Barrett is really good at more so as one thing, even though they were kind of trying to stretch him out how he's used. So as soon as you get OG, like Knicks have. Their record is one of I think it's like amongst the top 3 best records since they made that trade. And now I think they're a real threat in the East. You definitely got to watch out for the Cavaliers too, though, because Cavaliers are 15
Cavaliers going crazy this month
in the last 16 games, man.
Yeah, they're going. And I said this month,
Jared Allen is stepping up crazy. He is like an automatic double now. Evan Fournier is back in the mix. He is a fucking dog.
Evan Mobley.
Yeah, 40. Evan Mobley is a fucking dog. Donovan Mitchell is a guaranteed 30-piece every night. He's lethal.
Donovan
Darius Garland is a problem. Karis LeVert, like they're coming, But I do think the Knicks are definitely positioning themselves.
Man, there's a lot of good shit going on in the NBA right now. There's so many teams that look very good, and I'm trying to think. I don't know when the last time there was so many teams that looked like they were like really good.
Yeah, it's kind of there is the only and even my top 2 teams in arguably the league right now is on the West Coast. And that would be the Clippers and the Nuggets. But even then, I'm saying they're not like no cut tier above everybody.
But they're not even in the top. You said the Clippers. The Clippers have the best the best record in the West. But the Nuggets are what, top 4?
So the Nuggets are now 2.
Oh, they are.
They're 2, and the Thunder is now 1, and the Clippers went to 4 because all of their records. It's now
they're all like the same. They all have the same record. Yeah. You go up 2 spots. Right. And that's why I was saying, because I literally thought I just saw the Nuggets at like 4, or no, not even that. But I feel like I just saw the Thunder at 1, and then I saw the Clippers at 1. So I assumed the Thunder went down to 2, and the Nuggets had to. And I know the Timberwolves were just at 1. So like I was like the Nuggets can't be at 1. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say with the Clippers' credit, they had like the little late start. So what they've done once they've really seen how that works. Okay, Russell come off the bench, Harden is the starter. Boom. That's really in the last 30 games, 25-5.
Yeah,
crazy. That's like okay, good. I like that sample size right there. And then, to your point, like what I'm saying is that's who I feel are like the 2 best teams in the league right now. But it's not like. That's not me saying that's the bona fide winner. Like this shit is close. It's really close. But those are the ones where I'm like, those are the championship pedigrees are there too.
I was about to say, like,
and I'm like, okay, because you got Kawhi with his 2, and you got 3 other first ballot Hall of Famers thirsty for theirs, and then you got your Nuggets where I'm like,
they just did this, and they look like the same team.
It's not a crazy drop off, man. They're a little, it's just a little bit of evening out, but I'm like, all in all, I'm like, bro,
there's time to pick it up. Yeah, but I say there's time for it. Yeah, like
I still don't know who's stopping that.
Yeah, like when they're clicking on all cylinders, they're like almost unbeatable. But there's time for them to, and you never know when that like iron strikes. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, there's still plenty of time in the season, and there's time for like teams to kind of fall to the wayside and become 100%. Who they, you know what I'm saying? Like 100%. Not to say that the Thunder are gonna like fall and become who we know them to be, but it's like, how deep can they get into this staying at number 1? How deep can the Timberwolves be at this kind of like caliber of playing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So what the things we're gonna find out this year is Timberwolves, are y'all cap or are y'all real? We're gonna find out this year. With Thunder, I think no, y'all aren't cap, y'all are real, but y'all in your way.
Y'all young,
Y'all need to.
It's not even about them being young. It's just like y'all gotta experience winning regularly.
It isn't even the young. It's like literally y'all need to sure up down low. Y'all need a presence. Y'all too small there. When a Jokic series come games, there is Chet Holmgren has nothing for you. You need and I'm not saying skill. You need a number 1. No, y'all have you're the big 3. You just need presence down low and size. That's all. And the Thunder, I think next year is is a championship contender. And if they get to the Western Conference this year, that would be like a win. I would be like, that's a great thing moving forward for the team. But I do not expect them, even though the record is right there, when it comes down to it, I don't think it'll be enough. Yeah. Just because defensively.
Where are the Kings in all of this?
The Kings is interesting. I think there's a little slippage from last year collectively.
Do you know where they are though? Like, do you know
they're in they're in the mix? I think they might be like the 5th seed. Might be the 5th seed right there. Right there. Good record.
Yeah.
DeMontis is going crazy. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox, they're actually having their best years. Collectively, though, I think they're still missing something. I think they need to move, whether that's Kevin Huerter and seeing if you can move Keegan, because Keegan is a real promising piece.
He is.
To get something up
Keegan,
on like
Keegan Murray be like,
like
he be like blowing me because it's like he be looking
like
he
crazy,
should be,
and then he be like, yo,
and then he be disappearing, like,
but he's
Harrison
so young.
Barnes
a
too.
Team would.
I feel like Harrison Barnes is over the hill. I understand that, but still, sometimes he'll disappear, and it's like you don't need to be disappearing, dog. Like.
But like the thing about Barnes, he would be the person to sweeten up a deal if you added him in, right?
Yeah.
More than likely, he's like stays put, and another team's gonna be like, no, I want that guy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna want. Like even the Kevin Huerter is one of them dudes. You use him to like sweeten up the deal, but they're gonna want. No, I want that dude to come. Keegan is the real prospect of that team. Like you could be like, that's a 20-point scorer in the league.
Yeah.
It's not there yet. But if he had. Because right now the thing about Keegan is like make the most of your touches.
You're not defer to one, you gotta defer to
sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off.
Yeah.
But if he's on a team where there's more touches, he's probably gonna be more on than off. It's like you're not gonna look at that small sample like, damn, bro, he's 0 for 7. Like, I'll shoot that shit till I'm 8 for 20. And it's like, all right, like it's like now it's like at least I produced. Like, So it's interesting, but it's really close knit, bro. And then.
Because we haven't even gotten to the East side. Like the East is
sloppy. It's a little sloppy.
Right now. But it's sloppy. But the teams at the top, I feel like, are championship. They're able to, if they get to, like, I feel like any of the top 3 championship contending teams in the East could win the championship if they get there.
So I had it being the Celtics, but I'm like, funny enough, y'all the healthy team, but are playing ass.
Like ass, yeah.
Don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm like, all right.
Again, it's like time.
That was
there's time
pick.
To shore up.
You're right,
you know
but it really, I'm like, I don't get it because
especially leading into the All-Star break,
separating the East,
especially leading into the All-Star break. Right. I feel like there do be a drop off. Sometimes,
but the Celtics it hasn't been like, oh, it's coming All-Star, so they're dropping off. No, y'all have been playing weird. Mm-hmm. The Bucks, they're in a transition period. I just told you they're 1-5.
Yeah,
I do think they're capable.
I think that
they're capable of getting on.
And if it doesn't, guy died.
They're capable of getting on shit. But like, do I look at them as a favorites to get to the final? No, you're not playing. No. Y'all need to change this shit.
Yeah.
And do y'all have
otherwise they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at the personnel, like I look at the age, I'm like, yo, bro, Giannis is the youngest dude of the starting lineup at 29 years old. Y'all are old. I was like, wow, y'all y'all got rid of a lot of y'all young pieces and leveraged it. And you have Chris Middleton's 33, Brook Lopez is 36, Patrick Beverly, they made a trade. I forgot who they traded for him, but Beverly's now on the team.
That's
36 years old. But he gonna come bring something. But I'm just saying, like, what y'all constructing is and Damian is 33, and it's like, yo, bro, y'all are in a win now position.
Yeah.
And y'all don't have too much leeway to do that. So y'all need to get it right. And but I'm saying if I'm a team in the East,
but then you look at the Cavaliers. Did the Cavaliers seem like a real title contender?
It's crazy. It just feels weird to say that. Yeah. I don't think so.
I feel like I got to see it in the playoffs. I feel like I got to see something in the playoffs.
They can get to the Eastern Conference.
I feel like last year they had a great regular season.
Knicks got them out of there, though. Yeah, got them out of there.
Yeah, first round. Yeah.
They probably may see each other again too.
That's what
I'm
saying.
Good.
Like, so I feel like
both.
It's hard for me to say, even though they're playing so well right now, like lights out right now. It's hard for me to see them as real title contenders. But I feel the same way with the Knicks. It's hard for me to see the Knicks as real title contenders,
including the in-season tournament. I seen the Pacers beat the Bucks 4-1 this season.
Yeah.
The they're not basically in the East. If you are a contender, nobody's looking at anybody as unbeatable. Nobody's looking. Nobody.
Exactly.
So that's why it's live. And then you have a team like the Heat. How do you think the Heat are? Look,
how do you
the Heat are kind of like, yo, if we can get this together,
if we can just get in the play-in.
He got a lot of weapons.
Yeah,
they got more weapons than they had last year.
Yeah,
got a lot of weapons, and the rookie got a lot of shit. So it's like East is really parody for real.
Yeah,
real parody. I'm like, yo, this is interesting. And then the Sixers, who healthy, I thought they can get it because I don't know how you stop an Embiid and you're not. Now
I feel like with his health, I feel like they've turned in.
He's getting surgery, but I don't know. He got the meniscus tear, so they're gonna evaluate him in 6 weeks. And I'm like, now that's gonna be y'all demise this year because. If he was healthy, I was like, I don't know who's going to stop. I don't know who's going to stop it.
You know, it's funny.
Because Tobias was picking up and Maxey going crazy, Kelly Oubre.
For whatever reason, I feel the same way about the Sixers as we said about the Cavaliers. That's how I felt about them, even with a healthy Embiid. I was like, look, I seen them. I know that they're tough. I've seen some games where I'm like, oh, no, they look legit for sure. I guess I'm just always wary of having to rely on Embiid for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love that he's balling right now in this part of the season, but I'm like, what's going to happen in the later parts of the season and in the playoffs? Like if he has to miss 1 or 2 or 3 games for whatever reason, like missing 2 games is enough to put you out of a series. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, and that was just something that was always lingering in the back of my mind as far as like, I don't know. I feel like I just got to see them in the playoffs and be like, oh, I'm not surprised if they actually did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or made it to the finals. I'm like, okay, they should be here because they got the talent for it.
Right.
But like the whole way up here, I'm going to be wary. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna lie, even the Cavaliers are in an interesting situation as well too, because, Donovan Mitchell it's been rumored that he does not want to re-sign with them. And
with the Cavaliers?
Yeah, this has been the talks. They've been saying the Knicks need to go get him. He need to go back home and all of that.
He's from New York?
Yeah. But now a lot of things have changed in the course of the season. The Knicks have built themselves up to a team. The thing that I was telling you before we even went on air, I was like, yo, the Knicks are not in need of this huge.
I'm saying they need a 1A and a 1B. I said Jalen Brunson can be like a 1B,
right?
But I feel like if you get another number 1, you're a title contender.
And I'm under the belief that how they crafted it, I don't think that's even a necessity anymore. And what's funny too, I think LeBron James said something earlier this week in a presser after the game, and he was just like, "Yo," just do right by the game. He was like, be a professional. He's like, focus. If you're on time, you're late. And he's like, I feel like a lot of these young guys, they want, they see the jewelry, the money, and all of that. And he's like, it means absolutely nothing. He's like, it means nothing. He had said all of this basically, and he was basically trying to say, fucking damn, what was we just talking about? Right,
we were just talking about Donovan Mitchell and the Knicks, they say people wanting him to go to the Knicks.
Right. So what I was gonna say is, a lot of players we talk about, yo, that's not a city you want to play for. Go when it's time, go to where you want to go and shit like that. But it's like, yo, bro, any team you fucking play for to be getting these millions, man, is a job that pays you mills. It's a blessing. And I know it do like Donovan. You've been in Utah and then Cleveland, not necessarily the destination places that a young dude getting these M's would want to be or be balling for. But LeBron was like, yo, he's like, take care of the game, and the game will take care of you.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to say, yo, Donovan, you should stay
in Cleveland
right there and re-sign. They will give you the max.
Yeah.
And you should stay, because I think people always be thinking endorsements, deals where you want to be. Grass is not always greener. And I'm like, bro, all that shit is there for you. None of that shit is going away. And I think the one thing that you can never simulate again is bro, you're the number 1 on a team that could potentially go to the ship and keep going to the ship. This is a real young nucleus that y'all have right here. Why leave and think that oh, but I could go there. We're gonna win. Like, bro, y'all are 15-1 last 16 games. Like, this shit look lit. And I'm like, I think players should like just see it through, like where y'all at. If it's a good situation,
yeah.
I'm not saying if it's like see it through and it's like, bro, like there's no hope. No, then do what the fuck you gotta do. But a lot of times, sometimes the team that's willing to like re-sign you can even offer you more money, and the people will still be like, nah, I just want to go over there. Like it's like, all right, now I don't get like, what are you doing? Like, just you know, so like, yeah, that's it's interesting.
That's think I don't know. So I was listening to what you were saying, and something that stuck out was the whole like endorsement, like where you're located affects your endorsements and things like this. And is that still true in today's day and age? Like, I feel like do you think Donovan Mitchell is not getting opportunities that he would get if he were somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like nah. Like, I don't feel that way. What I think is that in a time where basically we're all in the same place. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're balling the fuck out in Cleveland like he is, I mean, think about it. When he was in Utah, he was somewhat of he was still a budding star, but he was somewhat of a star in our eyes before leaving Utah.
Nah, but you have to understand too, though, it's like there's a crossover with people that are really tough, and then like to a casual fan that does not watch basketball, like how well they're recognized or known. Like,
yeah, but Donovan, what I would say with that is that Donovan Mitchell at that point hadn't even been in the league long enough that a casual fan would know him, unless outside of the fact that he was like balling as much as he was. Like, you would have to be somebody like Steph Curry. His jersey sold the most or something like this year, right? I feel like Steph Curry is known because one, he like changed the game, but over the course of like a decade and a half, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been in the league for a long time, which is why he's one of the most popular players. And a lot of these players who get voted into being, we got All-Star Weekend coming up. A lot of these players that get voted as All-Star starters by the fans are players that have been in the league a long time, so they are noticed or they are recognized by the casual fans. The ones who are just starting to ball, just because of the pure fact that they're early in their career, of course they're not going to be known as much as the ones who are more popular. They just haven't been playing long enough. You know what I'm saying?
But I think, I do think it's a mixture of that plus the lifestyle that whatever location can offer, right? So with these young players, and that's just me thinking. That's not me. It's like, that's just my assumption, because I'm like, why else would you leave a good situation? And I think, like, for instance, like when you like Chris Paul with the Clippers, like, if you're right by the Hollywood, like, you're gonna be in the commercials, like you're right there, like it's literally after practice. But I could go.
They do commercials any and everywhere now. Like, yeah, they do them in Hollywood, but they do them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're living in a time where, like, literally they're doing them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, an Instagram post is a commercial.
I still, even with the press runs and stuff like that, if you live in New York, you're doing way more out. It's not Zoom calls, like you're pulling up to places and things like that. Like, I just think wherever the locale is, and I mean, we could look at that, but we could agree to this, because I think that I still think the locale, like, but this is the thing where it's a difference. Like, when you're a megastar, it like, dude like Giannis can get that clout in Milwaukee. The same dude like Aaron Rodgers, I can get that clout in here. But to be like a regular star here, you're not going to get maybe the same opportunities that you'd be a regular star in another market, just because, like, you don't even have to do as much and be in another market and get opportunities. But I can be here in Utah killing it, but like, you're not going to see Lauri Markkanen in no commercials in Utah. But if he was in Lakers,
but Lauri Markkanen is not that nice. I mean, no, get me wrong, he's nice, but he's not
nice enough to be like, bro. You have Bogdan, not Bogdan, the 7-footer dude. But that's because
Bogdan. His name's not Bogdanovich.
Yeah, but you know,
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. But like, if you're marketable, you're gonna be in the joints, and if you're in the markets where everybody sees you, you're just naturally going to be.
But what team does he play for?
Jazz.
No, the tall guy, the tall one.
Oh, now
why can't I remember his name?
I think he was Rocket. Well, he was on the last I knew he was on the Rockets.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Donovan Mitchell, like, he is the star that he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a star, but I feel like he's also he's I don't know if I feel like he's becoming a household name. because he's balling consistently. Like, but he has to do that. He just hasn't been in the league long enough to be known by the casual fan. Like, I mean, if he continues to ball for a little bit longer, like he's gonna be that.
No,
you know what
but
I'm saying?
That's the thing. He's a 6-year pro. He's been averaging 25 for the past 5 years.
Yeah, but look at the people who you say are the most popular players in the league.
But those are places that I don't even expect. I don't even expect like. I don't expect Donovan Mitchell to ever get to the height of a Giannis. He's not. He will never be like Giannis. Is a generation.
Yeah,
there are the Giannis's, the Lucas. Like those are not what people can be. Like there's a superstar level, and you're not that.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like with Donovan Mitchell, that's
and with Giannis, you're international, so that's kind of even different too. Even just your fan base.
But that's kind of what I'm saying with him is that he is the star that he's gonna be, because like not the star that he's gonna be, but I feel like he has milked based off of his game.
Jalen Brunson would not, even if he stayed with the Mavericks, he would not.
Who do you think is the more? Who do you think is more? Who do you think is the more recognizable person, Jalen Brunson or Donovan Mitchell?
Jalen Brunson, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
To the casual fan,
without a doubt, because he plays in New York.
It's not without a doubt. I don't think so. I think more people. I think more casual people would know Donovan Mitchell than Jalen Brunson.
I don't think so. Not absolutely. Not after this year.
I mean, we're in the year.
No, but bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm trying to say is that's all it takes. If you ball like that in New York, in the mecca of basketball, it's going to catapult. It's gonna. I had to put the air quotes. It's gonna catapult you. Like literally, should it be like that? No. Donovan Mitchell has been balling way longer than Jalen Brunson. But what Brunson has been doing this year. There's just a quote that NBA Central just put out. You know, these GMs don't like to put their names on shit. They just be like,
I'm weak. An unidentified GM. I'm weak.
I'll be like, bro, just
then why even say it? Like, why even say it?
The GM was like, at this moment, I'm taking Jalen Brunson over Tyrese Halliburton without a doubt. I'd even consider him over Shea. I was like, okay, you're drunk. I'm not taking Jalen Brunson over Shea. I'll tell you that. I guess I could understand. It's a matter of styles. Yeah. Tyrese, I can understand how somebody want to take Jalen. I'm still going Tyrese, but it's not like clear. Like I understand that, but like Jalen over Shea, like what do y'all talk about?
Yeah,
what do y'all talk about? Because I know damn well we not talking about Donovan Mitchell better than Shea Alexander. Like, but Jalen Brunson is. Like what? What are we talking about?
You saying Donovan Mitchell?
Like I don't, and nobody is saying that. But I like, but Jalen Brunson is better than.
Where do you think he is? Shea Gilgeous.
I think Shea Gilgeous is after fucking Luka, Jokic, and Giannis. I think Shea is right there. And a healthy Embiid, then I have to put Shea after him too. I think Shea is the 5th best player in the league. I think he's over Tatum. I think he's better than Tatum.
Yeah,
and that's Tatum should be in there, but Tatum I don't know. He's a little shaky. But
Tatum do be kind of.
He's a little shaky, but if I look at the skill set, Tatum really should be but he's not. He does not perform when you be expecting him to, and he shows up the least when you don't even expect it, and he just don't do nothing.
And it's very interesting. I feel like his volume has to be real. Like his volume is really high,
bro. That team,
he's got to take a lot of shots to produce.
Right, exactly, and he takes hard shots.
Yeah,
and that team they need to figure it out because they have so many people that are good with the ball in the hand. But how does that spread out, bro? And then you got a Jaylen Brown who has the record-breaking contract, and I'm just
he's just so mid sometimes.
And I'm just like
sometimes he just be mid. It's very crazy because I love Jaylen Brown. I would love for him to just ball like more consistently. Like,
everybody shits down.
He'll give you 28, 29, 32, and then he'll give you like 16, and then he'll give you like 12.
You know what I'm saying? This year, and I'm just like. And Tatum is down, and I'm like, I understand you added Drew and Porzingis, but
that's why that nigga LeBron.
They're not even balling to the point that it's like y'all shit should be down.
That's why that nigga LeBron said you can like, you know what I'm saying? Like people love you for the basketball, but you're not doing the basketball. Like if it's not basketball, if you don't put basketball first, you know what I'm saying? None of the other shit matters. It doesn't
matter, you know. So Celtic is weird, you know. And then after that, after those players, then I'm still putting KD up there. Like KD is still right there.
Yeah.
You know, KD didn't go too far. He just has, and then
just relocated. He didn't.
And LeBron is right there. Like they're right. They just relocate. They're right there. I could even put LeBron even higher, to be honest, because LeBron is at a point in his career he just conserve. Well, I don't expect LeBron to. If you want to turn it on,
when he needs to turn it on.
But will everybody else, when it comes to 7-game series, so
it's crazy because there was almost a time where just by having LeBron on your team, you could win that game. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're kind of moving away from that time, but he will still dominate a game. He just might lose that.
Remember game 6 last year, the Nuggets, his last hurrah. He tried his best. He went crazy, dropped 30 in the first half. And we were like, yo, bro, we're up by 2.
Yeah.
Yo, where y'all at? Yo.
That's mad demoralizing,
and then we lost, and he had 41, and I'm like, man, 41 piece,
crazy.
Man. What I expect
30 at halftime?
He had 30 at half, ended with 40. I'm like, I'm not mad at the 10. What, I want him to score 50? Where y'all at? I gave y'all 40.
And then and a 2-point lead.
Do the rest.
Do something.
So, if a nigga could do that exactly when you needed to, and then a dude like Embiid dropping 15 points in the game 7, it's like, yo, who really better though? When you really the better player?
It's very interesting because
dropping 73, and I know it's amazing.
It's very interesting because Stephen A. Smith was on Cameron and Mason's show earlier. Did you hear this?
I didn't watch the whole episode.
So he was saying
the new one.
It was recently. It was this week. It was this week. He crashed an episode. They were doing an episode, and then he just popped up.
Take a picture with him.
So he had made a point about how people would never say that Wilt Chamberlain isn't a better basketball player than Bill Russell.
Right.
But when Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were playing at the same time, Wilt won 2 championships and Bill Russell won 11. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he was like, who can you really say is the better player?
Right.
If when y'all played against each other and y'all played at the same time, when it's so large,
it's not
you know
even
what I'm saying?
A little, it's just so large.
So when you said the thing about LeBron being one of the best players, but when you go up against him and you need that W, he's going to turn up. But the thing is, he'll also it's in his resume. He'll turn up, but his team will lose. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the dude that I think people just overlook, bro. I went to 10 straight finals.
Crazy. I don't care if I won 4. I went to 10 of them.
To me in the finals. You grew up.
Yeah.
You grew up.
It's like how you see Pat Mahomes in the finals every time. That's how you see Andy Reid Andy Reid in the conference championship every time. It's like LeBron do that. Football. And that's even harder. We should have that argument one day. Because that's something that I was thinking about earlier this week. Which championship means more? An NBA joint, an NFL joint, a World Series joint?
We'll go into depth, but it's so crazy you're asking this question because I literally was talking to my boy earlier today.
Really?
Earlier today, and I was telling him, I said, "Damn, bro, that Super Bowl, it weighs way more.
I feel like that weighs the most.
It weighs so much.
I feel like that weighs the most out of any sport.
Because I will still argue a player don't got to ship. I'll still argue his greatness down.
In the NBA,
in the NBA,
yeah.
But in NFL. That shit is hard, man.
Yeah.
To try to argue somebody up to somebody that
who got him.
Yeah. You can't.
Yeah. That's why to me,
a dude like Phillip Rivers, right? Yeah. I think was really tough, bro. You got nothing. Nothing to show for it. I think they will forget about you, bro, for sure. Yeah. They will forget about you.
Sad to say, but they will.
Were tough.
You know what's funny? It's sad to say, but probably true. And for a decade,
Drew Brees got one.
I was just about to say. Imagine if Peyton Manning would have ended his career with none. Imagine if that would have happened. Because it almost happened. Didn't he win it on his last season?
No, it didn't, bro. We never had to even think.
Oh, because he won it in Indianapolis. Okay, I was wondering. Yeah. I forgot. I forgot he did win. He did win one.
And this is when the new pressure was Eli getting 2.
Yeah,
and he had 1. And
so they both got 2. I thought Eli had more than him.
Eli had 2 and he had 1, and Manning
got one in his last year.
His last one. Manning didn't.
I thought
get another one.
No, but I don't know for whatever reason. I thought they always had.
Eli got more than you.
Yeah.
So there was that.
That's crazy. I always thought that Eli had more than Peyton. That's crazy. I don't know why.
Just
I guess in general I forgot that he brought.
He did not even. He got benched for
the end of that season, right? Or Osweiler, Brock Osweiler.
And then in the playoffs they switched it back for the conference, and he led them to the joint again. So
nah, man, it's crazy because like I guess we got into it, but I think that Super Bowl joint it to me it's the toughest championship to win in all of pro sports because to me
I agree.
It's the
the
amount of people, the amount of people in the amount of parts to make up that sum. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of fucking moving pieces on a football team.
Go crazy in the defense lack.
There's a lot, and how many times have we seen special teams win games?
It down, offense can't score shit.
Or special teams will win you or lose you a game. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
it came down to that.
Yeah,
that y'all think though. It came down
to a special teams play. You know what I'm saying? Like your offense is clicking, your defense not doing shit. Your defense is clicking, and your offense not doing shit. Like there's so many different things with a football team, and we've seen teams that have like phenomenal talent. I mean, one of the biggest tragedies is the fact that, oh my God, we talk about like not winning a Super Bowl meaning a lot. The fact that Randy Moss never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
David Tyree, that catch.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Even another team I always remember, man. I always remember McNabb, T.O. Eagles.
Yeah, I was about to say that undefeated Patriots team
back from he had a broken leg, put up and. Everybody was talking. Someone put up 100 plus in that shit.
Unbelievable.
21-17.
Terrell Owens was a fucking monster, and I don't think I appreciated it because he used to get a bad rap. So I didn't appreciate his real greatness.
But, like, he was
real great. He was real great.
He was dedicated to the craft. Bro. Yeah, he wasn't like one of these wild niggas. He just really was outspoken.
He was outspoken, but he was real great. And I also feel like Chad Ochocinco was that way too. Like real great. He never was on a team that mean anything. But he was like about his craft. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Another dude, like
and real outspoken.
So would have meant so much more.
Yeah. He went to the Patriots so much. He contributed on the Patriots for a little bit.
Yeah, bro. Those are the years when they try to sneak a bowl in. You know?
Yeah, that's what Randy Moss did. He said, "Let me go over here and see if I can get one."
That shit was not a sneak.
I'm not gonna say he tried to sneak it. He meant something to that team
because the Raiders tried to RIP Randy Moss's career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So nobody was high on him, but it was like, bro, Randy Moss is.
He's Randy Moss.
He's not like we're acting like he's old. And then what he do? 27 times, like. Broke the record out of the blue, and he's like, "Y'all know who I am?" Like,
crazy.
Come on, I have Brady.
I never had Brady.
Brady said I never had Randy.
Crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a tragedy that team didn't win a Super Bowl. That's a tragedy.
Giants have bragging rights forever.
Yeah,
and they did 4 years later.
Crazy
to do it again.
Yeah,
in kind of the same
way,
like heartbreaking fashion. Tom Brady says he'd trade He said
he would trade one of his Super Bowls for one of two of his Super Bowls for one of those.
Trade 2 of his Super Bowls for one of those.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's deep, right?
That is deep. That is crazy. Because they should have by no means lost those games. But that's gonna do it for today's show, man. A lot of great conversation. This shit was a good back and forth. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know what to do, man. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see y'all same time next week.
Early.